Oh my God, this is actually happening. In today's video, I'm going to break down at a very deep level how unbelievably massive this transition is in 2024. The truth is, very few people will want to understand this and understand how radical this transformation is and how critical this is for your family's future, financial, spiritual, and mental timeline. My name is Coach JB. What I work to do is make complex macro and microeconomic strategies very simple so the normal day person can implement them. My goal is to help over 1 million people by 2025. We help people insure their money in tier one capital, which is insurance. We call it the infinity banking concept. People call it many different things, right? It's tax code 7702. We insure our wealth. In the description of the video down below, click the link for a absolutely free consultation. There's no hoops to jump through. It's absolutely free. Okay. Again, watch out for scammers on social and stuff like that. We never ask you to send us money, any of that stuff. Okay. We also have a 16-page, absolutely free guide on exactly, it's a book on exactly how I do this in the description of this video or in my social media platform. So let's jump right into this. So before I start this, I want to share with you guys, we win in the end. Okay. We win in the end, but we have to understand the pattern that's happening. And so what I'm going to ask you to do, if you choose to, please do this, is I want you to take off your bias lens, okay? I want you to take off the left lens and the right lens and just be neutral as you listen to what I say with discernment. That's all I'm asking you to do, okay? Maybe you're for the left, maybe you're fighting for the right, but what I want you to do is take off the bias lens and I just want you to listen to what I'm saying from a human cyclic pattern behavioral way. Okay. So first thing I'm going to show you is I'm going to show you guys this over and over again. If you haven't read The Changing World Order or checked out Ray Dalio's YouTube channel, the things that I'm saying often come from there. But where does my knowledge come from? Ray Dalio, Changing World Order, the Bible, spiritual patterns, historical days, all these different things. Robert Kiyosaki, Kathy Woods. I'm trying to think of all the greats out there. All these great people. I study this stuff incessantly, but all of it comes back to spirituality. That's the foundation of God. Okay, so the changing world order. We are actually experiencing this, guys, right now. This is so unbelievably important. So taking off your bias lens. And if you knew that you were experiencing the changing world order, which is 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, which is going to be on the back end of this year's Civil War of Revolution, would you sit here and fight an invisible enemy? Would you sit here and cheer and try to wait for somebody to save you? Or would you take action now? Because if you don't take action now, if you don't start to do something about it, if you don't start to change your own patterns, you're going to end up in the exact same situation. It's a wave of energy, as you can see with the changing world order. It's just a wave of energy that happens over and over again. If you do the opposite of the wave, you're going to end up in the 1%. If you do the same of the wave, you're going to end up in the 99%, because as the wave is going down, the 1% have the tools to keep themselves up here and they manipulate the 99%, and then it just waves up again. Okay. So when everybody's selling, I'm buying. When everybody's buying, I'm selling. Okay. So take off your unbiased lens. I want you to think about this. Okay. Right now, what I'm about to show you is the left, Biden and that camp are literally doing everything they can to stop Trump, but they can't. He keeps winning. He keeps winning. This isn't for any, just listen. He keeps winning, keeps coming back, keeps winning. So their energy is spent on taking him out. They are the president of your United States. They are here to support us, here to help us. And as they're doing this, they don't care that you are not able to pay your bills. They don't care that your kid can't go to college or whatever you want to do. They don't care that your daughter has a wedding coming up. They are in a position where our economy is smashed. The US dollar has no value. We're buried in debt. We have to borrow to pay for critical services. They're using your taxes to pay the interest on the debt. And we're worried about left and right now. They don't care about you. They're focused on taking Trump out. Think about that. That's all they're focused on. So what you're about to experience now is a crazy historical pattern that's about to happen. And it's Capricorn to Aquarius. We're breaking the old industrial era. You're going to come back to this video and you're going to be like, wow, that aged well. We're breaking free from the old archaic banking system, the old industrial era, the old way of doing business, the old way of doing banking, the old way of doing all of it. And we're moving into a new era. The new era, fast, connectivity, all these things. You're not going to stop this, okay? So let's listen to what's happening. We have to pay attention to this narrative. On the back end of the video, I'm going to share with you the pattern that I see happening, the wave that I see happening, and exactly what I did in 2020. When the wave went down, I went up. I raised my energy up. I did the opposite of 99%. That helped me build some momentum. And from there, as crypto collapsed, I had sold and I built a pattern. And during the down slope, I pulled my energy up. I built a freaking solid foundation, and now we're going into the wealth generation. Okay. So listen to this first, and then I'm going to have you use discernment as I break these things down.
And I'm Sean Duffy. Welcome to The Bottom Line.
What I try to tell you, this country, you got to make the money first. Then when you get the money, you get the power.
I want you to hear that. When you get the money, you get the power. This is all about power, guys. The campaigning, the politics, the left is focused on taking Trump out. They're not focused on fixing this country.
And once you have the power, you rule American politics. The hard-working, ass-busting American voter does not matter. At least that's what the elite in this country think.
We still have over 9 months until the election, and look at what we've seen so far. The liberal media is doing everything they can to shield Americans from the leading Republican candidate. They did it after Iowa, and again last night after New Hampshire was called for Donald Trump. Both CNN and MSNBC cut away from his victory speech.
This is a decision that we revisit constantly and that we will revisit constantly. But tonight, we're expecting Trump to speak momentarily. We are going to go to those remarks to see how he uses this moment, at least at first. We'll see how it goes. Again, this is a decision that...
Look what she just said. We'll see how it goes. You're going to decide what we're going to see. Whether we like him or not, or you do like him or you don't, you're going to decide what we get to see from his remarks. We can't make the decision. We're not adults. MSNBC, we can't make that decision. You will decide what we get to see.
Is one that we consider to be an open-ended live decision.
Former President Trump giving the mic to a second person in his victory celebration. Let's bring in Daniel Dale, because I heard at least 2 or 3 things that need fact-checking.
We have the internet. We can do the fact-checking.
It's not just the itty-bitty, highfalutin, haughty media trying to sway public opinion of Trump. Follow the money. First, big donors threw their cash at DeSantis, then Tim Scott. As both men showed they didn't have what it takes to get to the top of the ticket. The billionaires became cheerleaders, money men for their new honey, Nikki Haley. And if she loses, well, she did last night, they're not guaranteed to shift their resources to Trump.
Well, she did last night, and the one billionaire already pulled his money out of her campaign. So what is happening right now, again, take off your bias lens, left or right, guys. Let me ask you a question. By you sitting there and fighting this invisible enemy and cheering for one other side, how is that going to change anything for you? Because here's what's happening right now. As they're playing tiddlywinks, as their egos are freaking kicked in, as their narcissistic behaviors are happening, housing is unaffordable in America. Unaffordable in America. Okay? Your gas is through the roof. Your milk is through the roof. People are now stacking their credit cards. The stimulus savings is dried up, okay? And it says something is breaking in the financial markets. Here's what behind the sell-off. So rates are expected to stay higher for longer. An idea Fed officials have tried to get the market to accept, and which investors are only now beginning to absorb. So if you don't understand investing, what's going to happen, guys? Let me go one more little news clip here, and I'm going to go into my little soapbox speech about what I'm doing, okay? Central banks navigate tricky path to rate hike cuts. Okay, the European Central Bank on Thursday left interest rates steady and reiterated its comment to fight inflation. The Bank of Canada on Wednesday said its focus was shifting to when it can start easing. So they're all shifting now to start easing, but I'll share with you what that's going to do. Major rate setters have hiked borrowing cost by 4,015 basis points so far this cycle, with Japan expecting to end its negative interest rate policy soon. Okay, so everybody's lockstep making these moves. Okay, and so what's going to happen is, as we're sitting here fighting this invisible enemy, watching one group go after the other, they're going to try to get reelected. And what's going to happen is they're going to lower interest rates. Okay, I'm repeating the same things over and over again. The Bitcoin halving is going to make Bitcoin more scarce, right? It's gonna lower what is it, the amount that can be mined or the rewards for mining, right? So it makes it more scarce. So it's an asset that 70% has not moved, 30% is available to the open market. There is it has a fixed supply. It's like no other assets have been created, right? So Bitcoin will go parabolic probably August, July. That profit will start going into alternative coins, which is like XRP, XLM, alternate, all of the coins, right? And then they're going to lower interest rates, excuse me, to try to get reelected. And that's going to make people run from the US dollar back into assets. And they want to do that because they want the markets to look good before the presidential election. But we have to use discernment, guys. You're fighting this game that has been a cycle over and over and over again. Ray Dalio teaches us a changing world order happens over and over again, guys. We are the bearers of low interest rates, bad financial policies, and a switch in a monetary system. So what happens is we go into civil war, then we go into a world war, and after the world war, there's usually a new dominant currency. There's innovation in technology. World War II, we came out with the Bretton Woods Standard, which made America the dominant currency. Okay, then they detached from the gold standard in 1971. They realized, oh shit, our money has zero value. So they traded all money in oil. In 1974, we went into the petrodollar to protect Saudi for arms, right? Guys, this is all a play of power and money going back and forth. And unfortunately, you are the unsuspecting victim in that. It has always been that. The public is always the unsuspecting victim. Think about Jesus, man. When he came back, it's the same story. He comes back on the donkey, and he's like flipping over the money changers. He's like, come on, guys, you're sovereign here. You're sovereign here, man. And the guy walks up to him, Jesus, who should we pay? He's trying to mock Jesus. Who should we pay our taxes to? And he grabs the coin. He looks at it and he says, who's on the coin? He says, Caesar. He says, pay your taxes to Caesar and give to God what is his and give to me what is mine. Give to you what is yours and give to God what is his. You are already sovereign. You are already healthy. You are already wealthy. It takes decisions. Everybody can have a piece of this pie. Nobody's stopping you. And I'm living, breathing, walking proof of this. I finally said enough is enough. I drew a line in the sand when I ended up back on my parents' couch. It was embarrassing. I was like, you know what? I can be embarrassed about this or I can do something about this. I can learn how money moves through the system. I can get discipline. I can get consistent. I can build financial literacy, financial discipline. Then I learned how to earn. Then I learned how to secure. I learned how to compound. And now I'm learning how to protect. That's the next phase. You can do the same thing. So number one, I have a very diverse crypto portfolio in many different sectors, and I'm exiting 50% from 2024 to 2025. As I exit, I'll be using my exit plan in Merlin. You can all download Merlin, 30 days for free down there. We created this 36,000 lines code. It's to help you exit the markets properly. We have FAQs, we have customer service. We can help you. It's 30 days for free. You can try it out. So when you click into Merlin, you set up your exit plan. As I'm exiting, I will be max funding my insurance policies. Okay. Max funding my insurance policies. And if you want help with that, I have a whole team of agents, 50 states that will help you with that. Okay. From there, I will either borrow from the cash value to buy more assets, or I will borrow from the 50% less. I will collateralize some of my crypto to buy more assets. You borrow from assets because it's tax-free. Okay. When you borrow from assets and you buy tax-free, you buy another asset, then you can pay off that loan with the asset. Right? I will not buy any liabilities unless it's paid for by an asset. The vehicle that I drive is paid for by my company. Okay. If you ever see me driving a supercar or any super nice car, it's going to be paid for by an asset. That is something you have to rewire in your brain, because a bunch of people are going to make a bunch of money in crypto and they're going to go buy land. And we've seen it with the influencers, man. They buy Lambos and these big houses. And they're not investors, guys. They're just making money off pumps, and then they get dumped, and then they have to get rid of their stuff. It's like, that's not investing. That's not. Crypto is a speculative asset that can make you a large amount of money. Investing is taking your money, securing it, compounding it, have a diversification strategy, a risk profile, like a risk appetite, like, to have some in riskier assets, you have some in secure assets, you have some things that are set for retirement. We have to start to think like the wealthy. That's the key, because I think we're all in this for freedom. And the people that follow our channel and the people that I meet out there, we're not out there trying to show off. We're out there trying to build safety and security and protection for our family. When I see you guys, it's just a mere reflection, man. We're all just trying to get freedom of time, freedom of choice, and for me, freedom of speech. That's why I created my own ecosystem. So I can talk about God and the life of Jesus and all the things that I enjoy within my life. That's why I don't have any sponsors. That's why we've never been paid by a cryptocurrency company. That's why I don't monetize my channel. I have companies that are monetized. You know, my money comes from my companies. So why would I monetize my YouTube channel? Right? I don't monetize my YouTube channel. I don't monetize my TikTok. Nothing's monetized. I have businesses. I have real companies with real people. And I want to expand consciousness with you. That's my goal. And I'm very proud of the things that we built because it took hard work and dedication. We could have taken the short road. We could have taken money from these cryptocurrency. We never took a dime from a cryptocurrency company. We could have made millions like these influencers did. We didn't take a dime because I knew that if I followed the path less traveled, if I stood tall with God and walked with Jesus through this path, that we'd be greatly rewarded. And we are being greatly rewarded. And what we know is as we're being greatly rewarded, that we're supposed to pass that abundance on to other people. We're supposed to lock arm in arm and expand consciousness. We're not supposed to repeat consciousness. We're not supposed to repeat these cycles. So in order for you to break this cycle, when it goes down, you need to be going up. When it's going up, you need to be going down. Okay, there's waves of energy. You're not going to stop how God created this. There's waves of energy. All this is a wave of energy. So you can attach to identity of left or right and fight an invisible enemy. You can understand it's a wave of energy. And how do you fit within that wave of energy? And when you see where you fit within that wave of energy, you make the changes. You get your shit together and stop waiting for a savior. Love you guys. Appreciate you. As we always say, warriors, rise, get your shit together. If you love this type of content, the spiritual stuff, I created another channel for that so I don't mess up the context of this. It's called Refined Integrity. Refined Integrity on YouTube. It's my deep spiritual walk. I'll be bringing some special guests on. My coach that I work with, the author of a very powerful book. My spiritual walk is one of my number one things. That's something, probably the thing I work on the most outside of macroeconomics, because I love getting closer to God every day. I love walking close as I can with Jesus. And yeah, this is the greatest time in human history, family. So if you want that type of information, Refined Integrity, I love you guys. Warriors, rise.